Hello YouTube. This is one of my favorite aquariums. It has two bala sharks and some young multi-punctata catfish hiding out underneath this little rock here. And they know I'm feeding carp eggs and flake food to them this morning. And I haven't given any to this aquarium yet. And the coolie loaches are sort of going into a little bit of a feeding frenzy. I got three little baby ones a couple weeks ago, and they know pretty much what I'm going to be doing. I got two pictus catfish that are swimming around just behind this, and what I'm going to do is put some flake food in there and some carp eggs, and it's going to float down here, and you're going to get to see those pictus catfish absolutely go bonkers. And these bala sharks will try to eat all the little carp eggs as they fall down onto the ground, but the little catfish, there's 9 or 10 of them underneath here, the multi-punctata catfish that I raised from babies, and 3 little coolie loaches. There's a big one there. That coolie loach there is probably right at 12 years old. That big one. The little multi-punctata catfish are probably only about 9-10 months old. Okay, here goes the infusion of, there's a little bit of, what a mess. Water pollution? Golly. It's amazing what'll happen now, though. The feeding frenzy is going to go on. I'll back off just a little bit. I fed them too much. This is going to be great. The bristlenose plecostomus is coming out. He's sucking up carp eggs, and those little multi-punctata catfish are just going nuts underneath that rock there. I'll get in really close and see if the light necessary to see them. I can't see them on my camera, but there's my little loach. Look at that little cute striped loach. I haven't had him too long. I don't expect him to do real well, but he's happy with getting a whole big chunk of carp eggs. The 2 pictus catfish are having a good time, and those little syndontus catfish are having a good time. They're having lots of good food. Sometimes I take a little flashlight and turn it on, and I don't know if it's gonna show up underneath there or not, but I look at the little catfish hiding underneath this rock like that. They feel very comfortable when they have a real dark place to hide, and they actually come out and look at me. I think they're begging for food, and that's sort of an odd behavior for a catfish like that to do. And that bristlenose plecostomus, look at the bristles on that guy's nose. You can see his eyes a little bit, but he's got just about the biggest bristly nose I've ever seen in all the albino ancistrus that I've ever raised. And I've raised hundreds of them. This is just a little I don't know, video update for YouTube purposes of one of my favorite little places in my aquarium for these little guys. He's finally acclimating pretty nicely to the aquarium. This might be my female bristlenose. Usually female bristlenose plecostomus don't have as many bristles on their nose as the males. This one is definitely large enough to be a male, but it doesn't have a lot of bristles, so it probably is not a male. They're not reproducing successfully in this aquarium here. I do have other aquariums that they do reproduce successfully. The flashlight addition gives quite a glare on the glass sometimes, but if I hold it just right, it's not too bad. Anyway, this is about a 50-gallon aquarium here, and I was just sort of giving you a close-up view. I'll back up a little bit. Here, see my flashlight. Anyway, that pretty much concludes the video on that particular aquarium. I'm going to go down and maybe I'll do a little feeding video on this one here. These albino ancistrus are some that I raised. The big male is in the middle there, and they usually are a little bit shy, and they know I'm getting close. They do have eyes, and I'm moving in real close and real slowly, and they aren't real frightened. I also raise brown ancistrus plecostomus in the aquarium to my left. This is another male here. He's not as doesn't have as large a bristle nose as that one there. This tank here also has about 9 or 10 multi-punctata syndontis catfish that I raised, or I allowed the parents to raise them. They are extremely easy to raise when you give them the right conditions, which they like privacy, about 78 to 80 degree water. They like lots of hiding places, and they like carp eggs, like a lot of fish that I have. The parents to all my syndontis are in here. There's the original 3 turned out to be 2 males and 1 female. And in this aquarium here that just looks rather empty right now has actually, oh, you can see a few of the baby syndontis coming out in front of that rock, and one of the adults just swam out in front of that blue ceramic bowl that I have in there upside down. Now they see me really well, and I'm about 2 feet away from the aquarium, and so they know I feed them, they know I am feeding them, but they are real spooky kind of fish, and so unless I back up, or they're not going to come out. Not a lot. They're just coming out and teasing, wondering, where's that food? Why don't they feed me? Over in this aquarium I have a couple of my favorite fish, knife fish. I've never had them my entire life. They've been in the aquarium pet hobby for years and years and years. You know, like I go back over 50 years in the aquarium hobby. I seem to got the bug, so to speak. Oh, you can see some of the syndontis swimming out there in front of that rock, and a plecostomus there. And I have already dropped some carp eggs and a little bit of flake food into this aquarium here. This is a new pair of angelfish that I have. They are just a recent pairing, and they've already laid eggs 2 times in the last month. But in a community kind of environment like this aquarium here, they're not going to be able to keep the eggs alive overnight because of the catfish, the plecostomus, and probably the knife fish. Here's a fun aquarium that I have down below here. This is another 50-gallon aquarium that I built this stand. It's really a neat stand. It's got it's just not showing up on my camera at all. I'm going to try one a little bit more light. There's the clown loaches. I have 5 clown loaches in that aquarium there, and I built a stand to hold these 3 50-gallon aquariums here, and I have it bolted to the wall of my home with large lag bolts that go right into the framework of the wall, because with this much weight, if there was ever a possibility that there was an earthquake, this thing would tip over. It's very top heavy. It weighs, well, each gallon of water weighs 5 pounds at least. No, take that, 8 pounds, and times 50, this is over 1,000 pounds of water. And then I've got the aquariums full of a lot of rocks and gravel, because I utilize under gravel filtration in all my aquariums. You can see the bubble action going on in that back there. As those bubbles go up the filter tube, there's 4 filter tubes in the back of this aquarium and the one up above, and they draw water from the aquarium down into the gravel, and it allows the nitrification bacteria that live in the gravel to break down a lot of the harmful things and byproducts of having so many fish in an aquarium. And believe me, I've got a lot of fish in this aquarium. There are a bunch. I'm going to take some flake food now and put it in here. These guys, that red-tailed shark is swimming up and down. He's saying, feed me, feed me. And you can see a few of the plecostomus that are in the aquarium right now. They've been reproducing successfully. And over here on top of this flat rock is a little tiny plecostomus. And you can see some of the syndontus just swimming around well, casually, I would say, in this aquarium. And pretty soon there's going to be a feeding frenzy. Believe me, I'm going to get back about here and film back and forth after I just put some flake food in here, okay? It's going to look like I overfeed them, and I do. My water's a little bit cloudy but I've had fish for many, 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 many years, and I sort of know what I'm doing. I just that I have aquariums not for their beauty, but for the fact I made these glass lids here. I light this aquarium with one single 35 watt 4-foot long fluorescent tube, and this aquarium here does not have any live plants in it. And so I'm going to put this flake food like this right into the front of the aquarium like that, and it's going to fall down. Now it looks like I've overfed them again, but I'm just going to sort of sit here on the ground and on the floor and let you see what goes on in this aquarium. This is a lot of food, but if you notice, the little multi-punctata catfish are coming out in force now, and there must be, I think, about 40 or 50 of them in here, and they've grown quite a bit since they were born in the other aquarium in the corner where the parents are. I moved these out months ago into this aquarium, and they're just coming out and just gobbling the food. They don't care if I'm right here or not. They are getting the food that they want. Over here on that shell you can see one of the little baby brown ancistrus plecostomus. He's about probably a month and a half old. You can see a few of the multi-punctata catfish that just didn't even want to come out to eat this morning, or they're being pretty shy. Of course, that albino rainbow shark that I have in here, you saw him earlier. He's really, I love the looks on the albino fish a lot. I sort of lean towards albino cory catfish like you see in here. These are some that I raised last year. And this winter I don't seem to be having any incentive to do any raising of fish other than these multi-punctata. They continue to breed in this triangle-shaped aquarium I made back in the 1970s. And this still looks very, very quiet up there. Anyway, this is the little, oh, there he came out, that rainbow shark. I'm going to conclude this video without showing you any of the stuff that's going on in the kitchen. Why not? I'll show you that. It's going to just be a long video, and heck, you guys can, on YouTube, I know how to fast forward through these videos. I've got my bumblebee goby. No, I think this is a dragon goby. Got him when he was 9 inches long in June, and I just measured him yesterday. Was it yesterday? And he's 19 7/8 inches long now. And I got him, and this is what, December 15. I've got some little cherry shrimp in the aquarium with him. The brackish water that I have him in there with is fatal to my plecostomus. Down here I've got a couple new little fish. Right now they're little. I've sort of given them this entire aquarium to have with a few plecostomus, some multi-punctata baby catfish that I had to spread out around. my Oscars. They were just in the pet store where I trade off my baby koi and angelfish, and I said, hey, I'd like to have a couple of those little Oscars. Oh, you can see one of the big old male albino ancistrus plecostomus and then a brown ancistrus right there. They're sort of having a little argument. The little plecostomus is going to lose out. It seems that ancistrus plecostomus have an excellent way of defending themselves with spines that they retract inside of their armor on the sides of their heads, right in front of the pectoral fins, and they really can poke other fish. I've had them in with Japanese weather loaches before, and weather loaches are real dim-witted, sort of slow fish, and they don't understand that the plecostomus is going to have its way no matter what, and they don't know how to get out of the way, it seems, so they don't do real well together. Anyway, I just gave these two Oscars all the beef heart they wanted to eat, little tiny pieces. I just fed it to them so that they could just gobble it up, and they had a good time eating that. And then I put carp eggs in so I could feed my I think he's at least 6 inches long knife fish in this tank. I got a really, I usually don't buy any tropical fish that are expensive, and this one was, the dealer got a really good deal. He was able to offer them for, I think is a really good deal, these knife fish for less than $10 a piece. And I had over $50 in trade because I had just brought down a couple dozen of my marbled angelfish, about the size of $50. And so I brought home 3 of these knife fish. They really don't like each other. I have 2 in that other aquarium, and this guy is just, I don't know, happy as a clam. He's the fastest growing of the 3 knife fish that I have, and he's doing real good. And they're fun. They're really amazing. It's surprising to me is that most fish poop out the bottom of their bodies somewhere close to their tail. Well, knife fish don't do it that way. They actually poop right behind their gills. I thought, holy mackerel, what is coming out of the right in front of that long fin on the bottom of this fish? Sometimes when they poop, you can actually see it come out in front of that long fin that they move back and forth. There is no alimentary canal exit anywhere on that fish's body except, as far as I can tell, right underneath where the gills open up on the side of the belly, right in the very front of the fin. It's a very interesting fish even if you don't know about where they poop. Anyway, I'm going to conclude this video. All my turtles outside, I have a dozen box turtles. They're all hibernating, and it's about 30 degrees this morning here in eastern Oregon. And my red-eared sliders, the pond isn't frozen, but they're pretty much taking care of themselves right now.